Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And we are going to be finishing up our second Easter diamond called the Easter Bunny. And we've got it halfway done. And so now we're going to finish it. And we're going to start with row 26. And we are going to be decreasing from both ends. So we're going to start our decreasing. Row 25, we have 25 squares, as you well know. Alright, so now row 26, we're going to chain one and turn. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch into the first two stitches. And then we're going to start our square, first square, in the third stitch, which should be a single crochet. Alright, and so we have the, we're going to start, we have the green in the first square, and we need to switch over to blue for the next. And I need 6 blue, so there's one. Well, this is one. It's not done yet. Alright, there's one. There's two. Three. Four. Five. And 6. Alright, then we are needing brown next. So I'm pulling these two forward and bringing up the brown. And we need 5 of those while we're still carrying these two. So there's one. Two. Three. Four. And 5. Alright, and now we need to go to blue. And we need 2 blue. I am going to need that. Yeah. I didn't capture this. I need that brown. I need to carry the brown with me. I thought I captured it, but I didn't. Alright. So 2 of these blues. And then we need a green, a brown. So we gotta bring this brown back. And it looks like we just need one brown here. And then we're gonna switch over to the pink. And now we need to carry both of these. Or all three of these. So we need 3 pink. So there's one. Two. And 3. And then back to the brown. We are needing 1 brown. We're going to leave that pink behind there. And then we're going to switch over to blue. And now we need 4 blue and a green. Should finish up this row. So there's 1. 2. 3. And this is 4. Now we'll switch over to green. And this is the last green stitch right here. The last stitch right here. And then we're just going to slip stitch right here. And there you go. So we've got a corner here and a corner here. So you can see on both sides we have 2 corners. Now we have 3 corners. Alright, so now that was row 26, and you should have 24 squares in row 26. Okay, so row 27 is next. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to slip stitch in the first 2 stitches. And then in the 3rd stitch we're going to start our first green square. And we will do this from now on until this is done. You're going to slip stitch in the first 2 and then start your first square in the 3rd stitch, which would be a single crochet. And we need 2 green. So I'm going to pull this blue up and carry this blue. Alright, now we're going to switch over to green, or blue. And I need 2 blue. And then we need to switch to the brown. And we need 2 brown. And then switch over to pink. And we're needing 2 pink. So there's 1. Two, and then we'll go back to the brown. We're leaving this pink here. We're going to go back to the brown, and we need 1 brown. And then, yeah, then we switch to the blue. And we need 2 blue. All right, 2 blue, and then go back to the brown. And we need 5 brown then. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. All right, and then back to the blue. Leave that brown there. And now I need 5 blue and 2 green. Should finish off this row. So there's 2. 3. 4. 5. And then now let's switch over to the green. And then we just need these 2 green here. One. And 2. Slip stitch there. And that. I think we're about done with this ear. And we'll be starting a next one here soon. Alright, so there is 27. This is row 27. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're getting ready for row 28. So we're needing 1 green to start out with, and then we're going to go to blue. And we are going to need 9 blue here. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, wait a second. Yeah, I should have. Hang on. I was all worried and I forgot to bring this. I'm going to bring this brown with me because I'm going to need it up there. So what was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7. 8. And this is 9. Alright, now we are going to need this brown. And we need 2 of them. So there's 1. And 2. And now we'll go back to the blue. And we need 2 blue. Or did I leave that brown behind? I need that brown. Oh, goodness gracious. Alright, let's get our 2 blue in here. Alright, so now we're switching back to brown, and we need 4 brown. Because I guess we're finishing up this ear. And I'm actually going to cut this pink off because I'm going to need it for the other ear anyway. That is done on that ear anyhow. So that way it doesn't need to be hooked on there if I don't need it anymore for that ear. So there's 2, yeah, this is number 3 and 4. And now we're going to switch over to blue, and we need 3 blue and 1 green. We're going to leave that brown behind. 3 blue and 1 green should finish off this row.
Hey, Kevin, do you have my key? Or is it your jacket?
No, I have it.
Huh?
I have it.
I need the key in case you never call. Oh, gotta put the wrench. Is it in your coat?
No, I have it in my pocket here.
Alright, just throw it up here.
Hang on. I'm in the middle of videotaping.
I gotta get that.
And here's this green.
Just pause it for a minute.
And then slip stitch here. So this is row 28 finished. And we will be back for row 29. Okay. So row 29. Alright, I've already made my slip stitches in there. Now I'm going to make my first square. And then we're going to, row 29, yeah, we only need 1 green in there. Alright, and then we need 3 blue. So there's 1. Two. And 3. Alright, 3 blue. Then we're going to brown. And we need 3 brown. So there's 1. Two. And 3. Alright. And then we need to switch back to blue. now we need 2 blue. And then we're going to switch back to brown. And we need 2 brown. Yeah, 2 brown. And then we're going to switch back to blue. I'm going to leave that brown behind. And now we need 9 blue. So here is 3. It looks like 9 blue and 1 green should finish this off. Alright, this is 4. Five. 6. 7. 8. And this is 9. And then we're going to switch over to green. And this should be the last one for the green. Slip stitch here, and there we have it. Alright, that's making sense now. Okay, so now we're going to, for 30 now, let's mark off 29. Don't tangle me now. Alright, so chain 1 and turn. And we're going to slip stitch up and then start our square in the 3rd stitch like we normally do. And then go to the blue, and we should have 8 blue. Eight blue, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Yep. Alright. Alright, so there's 1. 2. 3. 3, 4, and there's Miss Pumpkin. 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to go to the brown. And we need to put one brown, and we're going to bring in the pink. So it'll be one brown, one pink, one brown. So we'll bring back in the pink. Does Pumpkin want to play? Huh? There she goes. Good girl. Pumpkin loves yarn. And she loves to sit with me and watch me crochet and watch that yarn move. And she can't figure out why the yarn moves. And I love it. It's so funny. Anyway, so now we're going to put the pink in here. And then we're going to switch back to the brown. I'm going to leave this pink behind because we're not going to need that anymore for the rest of this row. And I'm going to do the same thing with this brown when I switch over to this blue. And now I should have 7 blue and a green to finish off this row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. And then 1 more. And this is 7. And then we're going to switch over to the green. And then the green is here. Last one. And there we have it. So let's count these. We should have 20 in this row 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep, we got 20. Alright, so here we go. There's our rabbit for row 30. $20 squares. going to chain 1 and turn. And then we're going to slip stitch in the first 2 and start our square in the third. Alright, and then we're going to switch over to blue. And then for 31, we are needing 6 blue. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Okay, and now let's go, we're going to do this brown, pink, brown again, like we did in the last row. So we need 1 brown, 1 pink, 1 brown. Make sure you pick the right one and not the tail. I'm leaving the pink and the brown behind. And why did I carry that pink there? Hang on a minute. We didn't want to carry that pink. Pink should be left behind before we start the brown again. And then we need to go to blue. But we'll leave that brown behind. And now we need 8 blue and a green should finish off this row. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Switching over to green. slip stitching here, chain 1, and turn. Alright, so that's 31. Wow. Alright, so where are we? Here we go. So 32, we're going to slip stitch in the first 2. Then we'll start our square in the 3rd stitch. I need to bring this forward. Switch this. Alright. We are needing 7 blue this time. So there's 1. Two. 3. 4. 5. 6. And 7. So now we need a brown, 2 pink, and a brown. Bring these both forward. And then we need 2 pink. So there's 1. 2. 'And now we need a brown here. Because I'm leaving this pink behind. Right there. And going to blue, we're going to leave this brown behind too. And then 5 blue and a green should finish off this row. There's 2. 3. 4. That's 5. And then here's our green to finish it off. And there we have it. So there is row 32. Finished. We'll mark it off. 33 is next. And I am going to slip stitch in the first 2 stitches. Start my square in the third. And we're going to switch over to blue. So I am needing 5 blue. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Then we're going to brown. And we're doing brown, pink, brown now. And then we're going to bring this pink up. And do this pink. Switch back over to brown. And do a brown. And then we're going to switch over to blue. And we need 7 blue and a green to finish off this row. So there's 3. 4. 5. 6, seven, and then the green, which is right here in the last stitch. Slip stitch here, and there we have it. So there is row 3. All right, row 34 is next. Chain 1 and turn. And we're going to slip stitch in the first 2 stitches. And then start our square in the third. And then we need, 1 green, and then we're going to 6 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're switching to brown. And now we need, again, well, this time we're going to do 2 brown, no, 1 brown, 2 pink, and 1 brown. It's funny how in these patterns that one ear is made totally different than the other. Alright, so now let's switch over to the pink. So there's 1 and 2. Leave that pink behind and go back to the brown. And then we need a brown. So it was brown, 2 pink, and a brown. And then a, what? Oh, Okay. Alright, then we're going to switch over to blue. Get some tangles out. This is driving me crazy. Alright.
Oh, come on in. I'll pet you. I rub your belly. I rub your belly. Come on in. Well, come on, you gotta come in here. Come on, baby.
Alright, now that we've got our tangles out. Oh, I need to switch over to blue. There goes Mr. Owl. 6 o'clock. Alright. So, 1 blue and then 4 green should finish this off. So I'm going to leave this blue behind. And I did not want to put that blue over top of that brown. Hang on. Goodness gracious. I'm having a rough time today. I'm going to leave that brown before I do that. Now, I need the green. Leaving the blue there. And we should have 4 green here to finish off this row. So there's 1. 2. 3. And then this is the last one, number 4. Alright. And that is row 34. So row 35, you should be down to 15 squares in this row. So, chain 1 and turn. And then we're going to slip stitch in the first 2. And start our square in the 3rd stitch. Alright. And then we're going to bring the blue down. And we are needing 4 blue. So there's 1. 2. 3. And 4. Alright, and now we need just the brown, pink, and brown. So 1 brown, 1 pink, and 1 brown. And then we need 3 blue and 4 green to finish off this row. So there's 1. 2. 3. 3 blue, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3. Hang on. We need to switch over to green here. I'm just going to keep going. Alright. And now I need 4 green. So there's 2. 3. 4. So there is row 35, 15 squares. All right, 36. So chain 1 and turn. We're going to slip stitch in the first 2 stitches and then start our square in the 3rd. We're going to bring this blue over. And we are going to need 5 blue now. We're done with the pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So bring these 2 forward. We're going to bring up the brown. Alright, so this last row was the last row of the pink. And we're just going to cut that off. No use in having that on there because we're done with the pink. Alright. So now I need four brown. Alright, so there's 1. 2. 3, 4. And now we go back to the blue, and we need 1 blue, 3 green should finish off this row, leaving that brown behind. One blue, go to the green, and now I need 3 green. One, 2, 3. Slip stitch there. Alright, so there is row 36. We're almost done with that bunny. Alright, chain 1 and turn. So now we're going to slip stitch in the first 2 stitches and start our square in the third. And then we need to bring this blue up. And we need 3 blue. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Bring up the brown. And we need 3 brown. And there's 1. 2. And 3. And then go back to the blue. Three blue and 3 green should finish off this row. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we just need 3 green. 1, 2, and this is 3. And there you have it. So that You can see, yeah. So now that is row 37, and that's what it should look like. Yeah, then I picked up the wrong marker. $38 is on the way. Yes, I think we finish up our bunny ear this row. And we should be completely done with the bunny after this row. So slip stitch in the first two, and then start in the third stitch. And then we need to bring the blue up. And now we need 5 blue. So there's 1, there's 2 actually. 3, 4, 5. Go over to the brown. We need 2 brown. So 2 brown, back to the blue. We need 2 blue and 2 green to finish off this row. Yeah, that finishes that off. So then that is row 38 finished. Now we're just dealing with 2 colors. So we're gonna cut this brown off. So that can be done too. So now we're gonna chain 1 and turn for 39. Slip stitching in the first 2 stitches and starting our square in the last. Oh yeah, that comes forward. And then now we need to go to blue, and then we just need 8 blue, 2 green, and that will finish off this row. 2. This is 2. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now we just need 2 green. Slip stitch there. And there, here's what it looks like. That's 39. $40 is easy. We're down to 10 squares. And 40, you're going to have 1 green, 8 blue, 1 green. So it's really easy. The rest of these rows are going to be easy. So I love working with the colors, but I also love when the colors start falling off and we don't need them anymore. Alright. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. And now we need to switch over to the green for the last one. And then we have a 10 squares in row 40. Easy peasy. Alright. This is what our bunny looks like so far. And we need to switch this around because that was the last one. So let's switch this. We have 9 more rows to finish this. So which I think these are going to be really easy. Alright, so chain 1 and turn, and in row 41 you are going to do 1 green, 7 blue, and 1 green. Alright, so this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Switch back over to the green. And there we have it. Alright, so that is row 41, 42. So 42 will be 1 green, 6 blue, and 1 green. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then so there's that. So that's 41 and 42 finished. Let's mark these off so I don't get confused. It wouldn't take much, believe me. Alright. So 43. Alright, chain 1 and turn. So this one is a little bit different. We need a green, 2 blue, 1 green, 2 blue, 1 green. So we got the green, and there's 1, 2, and then we need a green in here. In the middle. And now we need 2 blue again. And then we're going to end up with the green in the end. So that's 43. That's what 43 looks like. So 44, we're chaining 1 and turning here. In 44, we just need a green, 4 blue, and a green. So there's 4 blue there. Now we need to switch over to the green. And put the green in the end. And then row 45, you should have 5 squares, and row 45, and we are going to be needing just 5 green all the way across. I better start the green right there. And so we're going to bring this blue up and carry this with us so that we'll have it for the next row. We need to carry it across. I need the blue for 1 more row. So 1, 2, 3, 4. What did we say? 5? There it is. Didn't I start there? I started here. Yeah, there's 4. What am I thinking? I'm going to leave that blue there because I'm not going to have that blue on the last one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. All right. So now 46. We're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to slip stitch in the first 2 and start our first green square. So 46, we're just going to do green, 2 blue, and a green. So I need to bring that blue back up 1 more row. Yeah, and then, so you should only have 4 squares in this row, which is a green, 2 blue, and a green. Okay, and then we are going to finish off with the green. We are not going to need this blue, so we can cut the blue off. We're going to chain 1 and turn. In row 47, we are just going to need 3 green. So starting right here, there's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1 and turn. 48, you just need 2 green. There's 1 and 2. And then 49, you're only going to have 1 green for our corner here. All right. I'm going to cut that off. Tighten that down. All right, so let's see how our bunny is faring now. I got ends to turn to sew in, but this is looking pretty cool. There's our bunny. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew in all my ends, and then we will be back to show you how to put the border on. Okay, so we're back. I've got my bunny all done. And we are going to put a border on. So we're going to start down this long side and then come down the short side. And I'm going to show you both sides. That way you can go all the way go around it. So we're going to start up here at the corner. And we're going to put 2 half double crochets in there. And then you're going to go down the side here, and you're going to look for, there's one right there. So, and then right here, there should be 3 stitches in here. You just put 1 in each. Alright, then there's 2. And the next one. And then there's 3. So 1, 2, and 3. You're going to do that all the way. This one's 2, this one's 3, this one's 2, this one's 3. You're going to go all the way down the side, and you should have 59 by the time you get down there. One more, it doesn't matter. So I will see you at the end of this down at the corner. Okay, so I am almost down here at the end of this side. And I'm putting a alright, and now I'm at the corner, and we're going to put 2 half double crochets in there, chain 2 and 2 half double crochets. And that rounds the corner. Now we're going to go down this short side. So we have 2 long sides and 2 short sides. The long sides will usually have 59 stitches. The short sides will have 49 stitches. So, what is going on with that? Hang on. Must have did something wrong. There's... Goodness gracious. Come on. Alright. Now, going down the short side, you're going to see this stitch right here where we put 3 stitches in. You're going to see that. So you're going to just put 1 in there. If I can get my needle to work right. And then you're going to see a double crochet. You put 1 in there. And then there's an in-between stitches right here. You just put 1 in there. Right there. And then here's your and then the double. So it's 2, 2, 2, 2 all the way down. And then when you get down there, of course, you'll do the same corner, 2 half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochet, and like I said, these short sides should have about 49 stitches about, and anywhere close to that is fine. So I'm going to finish off this whole round, and I will see you at the end of the round. Alright, so what I did is I put 2 half double crochets in that same corner, and then I took a half double crochet to connect with the first one that I made. Alright, we're going to chain 1, and we need to put 2 half double crochets in this corner. And I really wanted to sew that end in while I was going. Wait a minute. There we go. There. Okay, so now we're going to work in front loops only. So just going to go to the front loop, and you're just going to put a half double crochet in each front loop. I'm just working this end in while I'm doing it. And then when you get to the corners, it's still 2 half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochet. And we're going to go all the way around it like this. And I'm going to finish I'm going to finish round 2 of this border on my own, and I will see you at the end of this round. Okay, so now row 2 is done. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work. And this is the front side. So now we're going to just put 3 single crochets in this corner. And in the back loop only, we're going to single crochet. And so you could see this little design that these beautiful half double crochets make. Okay, so we're going to do that all the way around, just working in back loops only. But in the corners, we're only putting 3 single crochets in the corners. So that way, that's the last row of this border, and that'll be the end of it. I hope you guys had a lot of fun making this bunny with me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye now.